Good morning. Back again. It's good to see you, my friends. All right. This chart's looking crazy today. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We're back at it. Brand new week. Let's try to eat. We're on a serious downturn right now in BTC. Wow. We've been dropping for, what is this? At least the last 4 hours. We're on a serious downturn. So I'm going to cover a couple of things today. We're going to look at the market. We're going to predict where it's going next. We're going to jump onto a couple of dexes. And all you new guys, decentralized exchanges, that's what that is. So we're going to jump into the dexes. We're going to see what's going on. We're going to hop over to alpha. If we run into any bad contracts, we're going to hop over here to alpha, see what's going on. But for now, all right, what we got working over here? SpaceX token. Man. Okay. So I hope you guys watched the video on the channel about SpaceX, because I called this months ago, a couple of times. I knew launching a project worth over $1 trillion on day one. It seems like a bad idea. Yeah, it is a bad idea. Let's look at the price of SpaceX right now. All right, right now, let's switch that up. Bring back the BTC chart. Boom. And switch over here. We're going to put SpaceX. Now, let's expand it. All right. SpaceX dropped all the way down to $108 and what's that? 75 cents over the weekend. That's tough. That is seriously, man. All right. So I know the question everybody's probably asking is, when will the bleeding stop? Oh man, because back on the 26th, we touched down at 109 over on Friday. Yeah, Friday the 26th. Touched all the way down to 110. Saturday, we dropped all the way down to 109. And this is Monday, all the way down at 108. This is not looking good. But I don't know, maybe we need to look at this at a much larger scale. Let's adjust this time a little bit. And we're going to take a look at it on both our 5-minute charts, our hour chart. Maybe we did peak at 116 earlier this morning, but then sharp drop. Look at this, fell off a cliff. Big question. Where's the bleeding gonna stop? Let's find it. So right now we're in uncharted territory, and I mean this is a brand new asset, so it's not like there's a robust trading history. So we don't have that to fall back on. Oof. Doesn't look good. Alright. Here we are. Full trading history. This is the full trading history of SpaceX. We opened here. We opened right here. Day one, around 156. What's that? Yeah, 156. Spiked up to 169. Then retraced back to 134. Yeah, it was a lot of movement. But then it absolutely took off all the way up to 200, and where we top out at right here, 228. Yeah, it looks like 228.60. And since then it's just been straight down. Man, it's a lot of money. I mean, that's for one. This is a lot. Do I want to draw that out or? I keep moving my chart. Alright, let's try this one. Let's try to expand this and wow. I don't see a bottom. And I'm just keep it real with you, man. I've been tracking stuff like this for a long time, and right now I do not see a bottom. This is not looking good. This is what worries me. So this dip from 116 straight down to 108. It's not a lot of time. Boom, ping pong, top, bottom. And I mean, it's trading pretty consistently, but these are violent. These drop-offs are violent. And I guess now people are taking out shorts on SpaceX. And here you have it. Now, there is something that's going to occur pretty soon, which is going to send people into even more of a panic. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're looking at 108, right? And that seems to be where we're projected at right now. Right now, I can't even say $50 is out of the question. And that's just me. That's just me keeping it 100. Yeah, that's just me. That's me keeping it 100. I don't see us stopping. So yeah, even $50 is not out of the question. I know some people don't want to hear that, but hey man, it just is what it is, right? I mean, we don't want it, but if that's where it's headed, that's where it's headed. Now, how do we get out of this death spiral? Because that's pretty much what we're in right now. And here's the problem. There are so many holders that are about to have their tokens unlocked. Because of the way the IPO was set up, there were a lot of investors that got in early or invested early through the company. And, well, now these people they're going to sell their tokens. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. It's part of how this works. It's part of being on the inside. And yeah, man, it's not looking good. There's no bottom. When we touched 108, we wicked down to 108. That's a bad sign right there. When we touched all of these price points, 110, 19, 108, all of these were wicks down to the downside, which means we're gonna revisit this point. Okay. So unfortunately, yeah, we're stuck with this one. Maybe we should see what everyone thinks. Let me know in the chat what you think the price of SpaceX will be. I mean, how low will it go? How low can it go? And if you're right, if you're one of the people in the chat that are right, and you can guess the bottom of SpaceX, well, merch will be your reward. I'll send the person that joins this stream, you will get merchandise directly off of my rack. Okay? And that's to the person who guesses the bottom of SpaceX. Now, the problem is, it might be roughly another month, maybe two, before I think we'll see the bottom, but hey, that's just my opinion, and it is what it is, man. All right, let's hop over to DEX. And trust me, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're in a blockchain SpaceX or a regular SpaceX. Both have taken an absolute beating. A beating. All right, let's go to the DEX board. Let's see what's trending today. It's trending on Ethereum. All right, we got a new token on ETH, launched a year ago, named Kate, CATE, and it's up 900% today. Why is Kate up 900%? Let's see. I mean, it had a heck of a launch. I see. For the month of, I guess that's for the month of July. Boom, takeoff. And come back down to Earth. Alright, so that's that. Let's look at BTC over here. Yeah, and this is it's what we've been seeing. Let's try React. React is number 30 today on React is number 30 today on the list of trending projects. And it's looking up, man. As far as let's change that chart. 5 minute. Oh yeah, it's definitely looking up. Since the 25th, it's almost gained 100%. So React not looking bad. Down from 0.0082. Right now we're at 0.006768. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I can't front. They've had a pretty good run. But that is React. Let's go look at it on chain. It's on Ethereum, by the way. Up 10%. Up 10% in the last 24 hours. Over the last hour, up 4.2. Yeah, this is a problem. So quick intel, spotted some problems with the contract. The DEX score is 86%. I'm pretty sure that our system is not gonna like this one. Let's see. Etherscan. All right. We have 6,500 holders. Biggest holders being crypto.com. Well, from a wallet from crypto.com. KuCoin. KuCoin is in the top 5. Okay, so the token is most likely on crypto.com. We have 3 main wallets, 1, 2, and 3 that are linked to the site. Gate. Gate owns almost 2%, and KuCoin holds about 1%. I think the first actual user may be this guy. Got Uniswap B2, Uniswap B4. Yeah, so this is probably the dev wallet holding 5 million. Yeah, I think that's the dev wallet holding 5 million tokens. And that value is 39,000. All right, not bad. Let's return back home. See what else we have here. Let's find something with traction over the last, let's say 24 to 72 hours. Baby Barrels, Baby T, Poo, SPX, another SPX, really? Hobbs, Smile Token. Switch up blockchains. Search Robinhood chain. Okay. Wood. Wood was on fire. 13.5 market cap. 13.5 million. Down 14% last 24 hours. Yeah, looks like this one is circulating supply is 1 billion. Market cap 13.5 million. Liquidity 500,000. And it looks like it's still pretty active. It's on a little dead cat bounce right now. I'm not gonna say if that's a good entry point or not. Not on this one, not yet. Too soon. Too soon. Let's look at 1 minute chart so we can zoom in on that. Like I said, we got a dead cat bounce right here. Right off the bottom. See what they're talking about on social media. Sherwood Protocol. All right. USDG. Let's take a look at that. I mean, is this a stable coin? Yeah, it looks like a stable coin. Can't be. Oh yeah, stablecoin. All right, so USDG, new stablecoin. Whoa, meme stock down 33%. This can't possibly be good. Let's look at the 5-minute. This chart's scary. This chart looks like the SpaceX chart. Like, to keep it honest, there's not a huge difference between this chart and the SpaceX chart. And if you want to follow along with this one, if you want to follow along with this one, I'm on Dex Tools, DEXTOOLS.io. And, you know, it's just another one of the exchanges similar to the one everybody uses, Dex Screener. You're able to trade you're able to trade a lot of brand new tokens on here, so that's why we stopped by. See what has motion today, what's moving, what's not, and hopefully find something stable. All right, let's lock in. Now, hop over to Dex Screener. Now, when you go to all the dexes on Dex Screener, right now I'm set up on Base, so we're scanning Base blockchain. So we have access to Aerodome, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Hydrex, QuickSwap, Balancer, Alien Base, Solidly, SushiSwap. I forgot all about SushiSwap. Oh man, it's been a minute. Baseline and Equalizer. Okay. And what are we working with today, gentlemen? We have Adapt over on Base. Launched 8 hours ago. 200 traders. We're up almost 100%. Okay, not bad. SXR. That's a new one. OpenAI. Now here's the thing about things like this OpenAI. Well, we all know that this isn't actually OpenAI launching a token. So there's that risk that you're taking. And yeah, I don't know about this one. I do not know about this guy. But for now, we'll give it benefit of the doubt. This guy launched Strategic XRP Reserve. All right, we had a big drop, but we're not cooked. Not yet. But we've had a lot of sales. Yeah, should probably stay away from this one. Not a good look. Alright, let's hop back over. Virtuals protocol is up to... Virtuals is up to 300. What? Now 500 million market cap? What's going on with this guy? Yeah, Virtuals, I think this Virtuals protocol, if I'm not mistaken, has been it's been pretty stable over here. Over 1 million holders. So it is definitely one of the most stable contracts on the base blockchain. And it's on a nice little rip today, from 58 to just about 60 cents. Now this, I think we scanned Virtuals a few weeks ago, and Virtuals is pretty solid as far as base goes. So if you're looking for something on base that's a little stable, and boom, look at that, fresh on stream, we get an injection. 2 purchases of 0.1 ETH, 0.1 and 0.3. And like I said, this one is stable. Chart looks good. We scanned it a while ago. Scan was good, which is why I kind of try to keep an eye on it. Pretty active. Website. Yep, you're right. Virtuals protocol. And this is a society of AI agents. So yeah, it is what it is on that one. I know a lot of people are kind of turned off now by some of the projects that are tapped in and steered by AI, but I don't know, man. This may be the future. And what every society needs, we rebuilt it for agents, identity and banking, physical labor, agentic commerce, capital formation, and law and governance. So these are genuinely 5 pretty decent pathways if for a project like this. So I can't be mad at them. And with 1 million people behind it, that's pretty stable. And seems to have traded pretty active. All right, let's find one more. Let's find one more stable one real quick. Take a look at it. Well, Arrow, we already know Arrow is Arrow's in a whole exchange. So let's take a look at this one. Aerodrome, and it's pretty much on the same uptick as Virtuals. They've gained about 7% today. Having a little sell-off, but they gained about 7% today. Looking good. Chart looking good. And right now trading at 40 44 cents. Couple of ticks away from 45. It's not a bad day. Plus we had this run a few hours ago, so yeah, we'll probably repeat that. Let's take a look at this on chain. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. All right, we're gonna look at Arrow right on chain, and yeah, Arrow is solid. Right now they have 747,000 holders, which is nothing to laugh at in crypto. That's pretty solid. Top 10, top 100 concentration is 87.8, 92.35 whale concentration. Now, our contract scanners would flag this, definitely. They would flag this as a problem because of the whale distribution. But other than that, I think this contract is pretty solid. And I think maybe on one of our future streams, we'll go through some of these contracts line by line. I mean, that's going to take a long time, so it's going to be a hell of a long stream. But we are able to do it, go through this line by line to see if there are any problems. But yeah, I'm getting old, so that's painstaking, but yeah, it's possible. But that's what you do when you do a full audit. I mean, you go through it line by line. We don't depend 100% on any of the agents or systems that we use. It's always best to look at it with a couple of competent devs first, and then see if your agents find a problem. I mean, if you're using the agent, that is. This guy looks pretty solid. So here's contract too. 1,700 lines of code in this one. But this is Aerodrome, so that's a solid one if you're looking for one. Virtuals may be the most stable project that we looked at on this stream. So go check out Virtuals. They have a cool website. It's a cool concept. I can't front. Now, this physical labor part of Virtuals is what has me intrigued. I'm going to look at it later today. But I already knew it was solid. I did not know that they already had 1 million holders. 1 million holders is a shock to me. So yeah, Arrow is solid, Virtuals solid, and both of those are over on Base. Okay, and you can pick both up on Aerodrome right here. So I guess right now they're up here near Uniswap and volume. More and more people are switching over, I guess. Usually when most of these projects launch, they're gonna be heavy on Uniswap, because Uniswap has just been the exchange over on Base for a while. A lot of these other ones are a lot newer. But that's where we are on that. Let's scroll back over here. And Etheric token, 17 million THQ. Well, that's not a good sign. All right, last 6 hours, we're down 15%. Last 24 hours, well, that's why. All right, simple explanation for this one. Over the last 24 hours, Etheric is up 58%. Now, when you take that kind of a spike in 24 hours for a token that's at 6.2 million market cap right now, well, you're going to pull back a little bit. So this is normal. Shouldn't be scared off by that 15% down in 6 hours. It's up nearly 2% the last hour. Last 5 minutes, we're slightly down. But you can see the transactions right here in real time. Show you how to pull those up. Here are the transactions in real time. We had a little downturn there a few minutes ago, but I don't know, it's pretty stable. Most of the day has been green. Right? And here on, we have about 10,000 holders. See how many we have total. Check it out on chain. And remember, these blockchain explorers are going to tell you more than you think they are. They really are a help. I don't know, this guy might be... Yikes. All right, top. This would be another red flag for our contract scanner. Top 100 concentration, 99.54%. I mean, that's, yeah, talk about concentration. That's peak concentration. Whale concentration, 93.89%. And in the top 10, we see the usual suspects: Gate, KuCoin, and Mexi, and Uniswap. So all three of those are in the top 10. Not sure what exchange this is. It's not labeled. Let's look at the contract. Whoa, they got a lot going on here. This contract, they have a lot going on. Vulnerable context, proxy admin, transparent upgradable. There's a lot going on with this guy. All right, so we're going to bookmark this one. Send it to our research folder. And this will be one of the tokens that we're going to scan this, do a deep scan on it. And it would take too long to do it on stream. So we're going to come back to this. But THQ hopefully is still around by our next stream. We'll give you guys a report on it. But yeah, there are a lot going on with this guy. And the same transactions that you see here on chain, you're also looking at right here. Yeah, they all match up. But I mean, it's pretty consistent on this upswing that it's on. So I'm not mad at him. This might be one of the ones that has legs. Likes to run. So let's track this. Where are we at? Add the watch list. Boom. Alright, now we're watching it over here. We already know what the other two are doing, and we bookmarked this contract so that we could pop it into our deep scanner, which is Titan. And Titan will break everything down for us. Now this guy is contract. Okay, so they have updated the Robinhood Chain Explorer. If I'm not mistaken, on the last stream or the one before that, we were looking for the contract details on Robin Chain Explorer so that we could pop some of their contracts into our system and check everything in real time. And yeah, we were just having problems with that. But it looks like they've updated their site. They've updated the Block Explorer. And yeah, everything looks like it's popping up right now. So, you know, baby steps, brand new chain. You got to expect things like that to happen. They're still figuring it out a little bit. Brand new chain, brand new, probably brand new Oracle for the chain. So, growing pains. Back to this guy, THQ. I don't know, this might be a contender for next week. So, I'll be happy to give an update on this one. And like I said earlier, Virtuals is solid. Aerodrome is one of the biggest exchanges on base right now. And it's probably worth a look. Not just worth a look, I mean, getting it at 1 cent would have been a lot better. But I'm not mad at it. Since July the 26th, which is what, yesterday. Since yesterday, it's on absolute fire. THQ. So we'll see what happens. Alright, let's go back to our base scanner on Dex Screener. And let's update by last 24 hours. Yeah, if we're looking at the last 24 hours, THQ is a contender. Right under that, oh, these guys. So the MFers, anyone that was in NFTs and on Twitter over the last, I don't know what, few years, then you've come across these guys, the MFers, and right now they're pretty stable. Had a spike to 0.14, sell off back down to 0.5. So up 43% in the last 24 hours, and then retraced about 35%. Let's add the MFers to our watch list. A couple of these guys follow me on Twitter. And let's look at this contract. All right, supply 1 billion MFers, 1 billion tokens. Wow. Now here's the type of token that you can get in and actually have some life, be able to run in. Okay, we got top 100 concentration 71.78. That means if you're a good trader, you can jump in this guy and get your footing, man. You can really get a nice percentage of MFers. And they've been pretty straight up with their projects. So got 100 and how many holders? We have 114,000 holders of MFers. That's pretty solid. That's pretty deep. So can't be mad at that one. The top 10 consists of Soyoich. Yeah, I've never heard of this guy. We don't have a lot of exchanges up here. We have BitGet. We have Gate. Gate is at 25 though. Ubi. Falcon X. Yeah, Falcon X is an exchange. So yeah, in this one we still have a lot of room to run. This isn't completely taken over by the whales yet. Whale concentration is only at 30.2%. And if you want to compare that to, you know, tokens that are a little bit older, let's go back. And we'll compare this to Aerodrome, the exchange, which has 747,000 holders. Whale concentration 92.35%. Even on THQ, which only has 9,000 holders. Whale concentration 93.89. Top 100 concentration 99.54. Not a lot of room left at the top in these guys. Even with the token with 9,000 holders. That lets you know that MFers are doing something right. Okay? The token distribution is a plus in this. And this would be a green flag in our system. We're going to go back over here. And now let's check the history. And we spiked up to 0.1954 back on May 16th. So that was pretty solid. Let's look at this guy on the hour chart. Look at this guy on the hour chart and see where it spiked at. We got all the way up to almost 2 cents. Yeah, 1.8. All right, so this guy has been running for a while. Got all the way up to 1. all the way up to 1.8 cents. Now, this is unfortunate, but I do have like several phones. Everybody that knows me knows that, and that's why my Telegram going off. I really don't want to pause in the middle of a stream and turn it off, so I got to make a note for myself for the next time. Make sure all of the phones are on mute next time. So yeah, that's that. Because don't think I'm gonna stop midstream and fumble through all of those. So brand new note. Need to make myself a note. My ink pen. Yeah, not trying to have that one happen next time. Good morning. Oh, okay. We have a lot going on over here. One thing we're happy about this morning, we had brand new updates to the Robinhood chain, Block Explorer. So now we're able to search tokens a little more easily. We took a look at a couple of Ethereum tokens, a couple of Robinhood tokens. We looked at virtuals, which is I think we should probably do a little research on. We looked at it here temporarily. Aerodrome, the exchange, they're pretty solid. Definitely take a look at that. We're going to do a deep dive on this new token, Theric, THQ. We're going to do a deep dive on that one. Right now, there are only 9,000 holders. But the problem with this one and the problem with our system is going to be the concentration. I already know before I look at it. This is the problem. We want it to be more like this. We need it to be more like this, more like the MFers. MFers distribution is much more on point with where you want your project to be. Well, the asset that you're getting into to be. So look at both of these. Now, I did not take a look at their contract. All right, they're using the basic Open Zeppelin. All right, yeah, we're not gonna go through all this right now. I think it's too much to dig into right now. But I definitely will look at this a little deeper. Contract MFR coin. 1,018 decibels. Yeah, all of this is pretty common. All right, back over to the chart. There's the chart. If there's one thing that's consistent is when there's a spike in this guy, if there's a spike, you should go ahead and take profit, because it seems as though, yeah, that's what everybody else does. So when you see a spike on the MFers, that's where you take profit at. Don't get excited, I guess, after you cash out that profit. Other than that, it's trading along nice and seems to be nice and stable. All right, let's hop back over. And that also was on base chain. So on base chain right now on our watch list, we have THQ, which is spiking right now, up 55% on over the last 24 hours and 2% over the last hour. We got MFers, which is up 44% over the last 24 hours, down 0.8% over the last hour. Both of those are pretty good metrics, and both of these have been trading for a little while with the exclusion of THX. It's kind of a baby. Let's hop back over here to base. And let's see what's going on with BSC. Moda. Become the first famous meme in the Chinese region. Really. Target market cap over 1 billion. That is aggressive. Right now they're at 2.4 million market cap. It's only 12 hours old. Price is at one penny. Well, a little over a penny, 1.2. Yikes. All right, let's look at this chart. Over the last 24 hours, they're up. Yeah, and this is right. Over the last 24 hours, they're up 17,000%. Yeah, you heard that right. Over the last 24 hours. Moda, the token whose goal is 1 billion market cap, is up over 17,000%. All right, over the last 6 hours, they're up 15%. Over the last hour, they're up 6%. Last 5 minutes, 0.07%. This automatically goes into the watch list. This automatically has to get scanned, period. We have to scan this guy to see just how safe it is. That is phenomenal. And current cap 2.4 million. Fully diluted 12 million. I don't know, man. Maybe they can get to 1 billion. Volume over the last 24 hours, 1 mil. Let's look at this on chain. Now, this is a token where I'll probably speak to the developer after we do a scan of this contract and see what's going on. Everything, do a deep dive on it. We'll probably hop over 340 holders. Now that has to increase. Yeah, to have such a massive market cap with only about 300 holders, is red flag. Let's see this breakdown. Top two wallets have 79 and 15%. That's a lot. Oh yeah, we definitely have to check this contract out. Dev provides information about the current execution context, including sender of transaction and its data. While these are generally available via message.sender and message.data, these should not be accessed in such a direct manner, since when dealing with meta transactions, the account sending and paying for execution may not be the actual sender, as far as an application is concerned. This contract is only required for intermediate library-like contracts. That's just the context of this contract. And this is MODA. Interesting. Okay, so this guy, we're going to throw it into the research folder. Boom. Now we have 3 contracts we have to do a deep dive research on. This was a shocker. Now, there are only 336 holders. So this guy is truly a baby. Contract launched less than 24 hours ago. Right now, like as of this minute, almost nearly 24 hours exactly. So yeah, we're gonna put a lot of effort, a lot of tech into this one, because if it just so happens that this is, a pretty solid contract, and their goal is indeed 1 billion market cap, take the ride with them. Enjoy it. All right, the Twitter is here. Telegram is here. We'll hop over to this Telegram and see what's up, man. It's worth a run. Moda famous meme. It's worth a shot. So there's 100% chance that I will stop by this Telegram. 100% chance. I'll speak to the dev before the end of the day. But need to do my research first. So I'll go on and actually take a look at what's really going on. And make sure this thing is safe, number one. Because yeah, we're not trying to get into any shady contracts like some of the ones on Robinhood Chain were last week. Now, some of the ones on Robinhood Chain were just last week were just straight up honeypots. And I think one of the reasons why is because a lot of the one of the reasons why is because a lot of those new contracts on Robinhood, there aren't a lot of security companies like us on Robinhood right now. So wow, we just had a massive buy on Moda. So yeah, we're definitely gonna go check that out. Someone spent one BNB, and I don't know if this plays out right. And this token is around, let's say, 6 months from now. That one BNB is going to be significant. That I'm sure of. So yeah, we're definitely gonna take a look at this. And over the last what? Over the last hour, it's up 7%. Last 24 hours, 17,000%. Yikes. So let that sink in. All right. Now over on we're gonna do Web3 Wednesdays. Where we're mainly gonna do a lot of news. You know, we're gonna jump into a lot of articles, a lot of the hacks going on chain that we need to be keep an eye out for. We're gonna look at a lot of breaking news, put everything together nicely, try to pack it into an hour, hour and a half stream, you know, kind of like this one. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys are with it. I think we're going to cover one of the articles I have picked out is Dogecoin, which I hate. Hate is a strong word, but if you've been on my channel for a while, you know my whole history with Dogecoin, that I used to have millions of Dogecoin, and I got kicked off in exchange. So I don't want to get into that anymore. Yeah, long, hard lesson. But the Dogecoin bulls are betting on a 10-cent breakout. So that might be something people might be interested in. Pump fun. Now, due to Robinhood jumping to number one over Hyperliquid, over Solana, there's going to be some downside to that. So there's been downside to there's been downside on Solana. There's been downside on Hyperliquid. And of course, not Robinhood, but of course, Pump Fund being the largest product, well, the largest exchange, I think, on Solana. Of course, they're going to feel the effects. So, Pump.Fund has been bleeding liquidity lately, and we're going to dig into some of the effects of that on Wednesday's stream. And then we have a couple of things that are going over on Ripple. For instance, Ripple is doing a lot of research. Ripple, XRP, I put them in the same basket. So they're doing a lot of research. XRP is probably the leading blockchain that's working on making their exchange quantum proof. And a couple of months ago, we were working on a quantum proof wallet. We didn't finish the quantum proof wallet, but we did finish a wallet. So we do have a wallet complete, but it's not a quantum proof wallet. And I'm not sure when we're going to get around to releasing those, but we put it on the back burner wait for more XRP partnerships or a lot of other people to jump on board. But we do have that in our back pocket, already done, already complete. So we'll be diving into that over probably like the next 6 months. I've spoken with a couple of owners and a couple of architects over on XRP. I mean, we've had a lot of positive feedback. So that may be something that'll, pay off maybe 6 months from now. But as for now, we're just scanning and helping out where we can, some of the newer devs. And the infrastructure over at XRP, XRPL, their infrastructure is still young. So there's a lot of room to grow over there. And I think Oracle on Chains will be one of those companies that grows considerably with XRP and XRP adoption, because they definitely have the ecosystem. They're growing steadily, and their core holders, they're pretty hardcore ride or die. So we'll jump into that. We'll jump into how Ripple became, full stack platform. We'll get into regulation, and we'll probably even cover a couple of XRP hacks that are out there right now. And yeah, there are XRP hacks out there right now. But I think probably the one that people are most vulnerable to would have to do with one of the wallets that are being used, one of the popular wallets over there. So, caution on that one. This MODA situation will probably be the first thing we look into today. And MODA is sitting at a penny. So, hey, that's a good price point to start from. And yeah, you're not far off. But that 17,000x in a day is nice for the base holders of MODA. But we gotta hop in that Telegram, speak to the dev, and see just how committed everyone is, to carrying this out. And all right, here are. Oh, can I pull that up? All right, I'm gonna pull up the watch list that we had just from this stream. So here's the watch list just from this stream. And this doesn't include the big guys. This doesn't include, the bigger tokens that we looked at, like Aerodrome. I mean, that's pretty much automatic. Aerodrome and Virtuals. On base, there's Staples. So you really don't have to convince anyone to invest in either of those. Aerodrome is looking up. Virtuals is looking up. But these guys are what we just added to the radar. And hopefully they're being traded, steady over the next week or so. On the next stream, we'll hop in and give you a detailed report of MODA, a detailed report of MFers, and $ MFer. Yeah. Those guys are crazy. But their whole thing started from a community of guys that were trading NFTs over on Twitter. And now their base token is doing pretty good. THQ, which only had about 9,000 holders as of this stream starting. They will probably they'll probably be a target if it continues trading like it's trading now. Right now, last 5 minutes down 1%, last hour down 6, last 6 hours down 16. But again, overall, for the last 24, up 45%, not bad. So let's see if that trend continues. MFers over the last 24 hours is up 49%. Over the last 6 hours, down 13%. That's not unnatural. I mean, that's to be expected. That shouldn't scare you off from these guys. Over the last hour, up 3.9. Last 5 minutes, up 1.58%. And just like I was saying earlier, the pattern with this is when there's a spike, some guys are going to take profit, and then boom, take profit, and then they come back, trade again. They've been doing this pretty steady the entire time, so it is what it is. We're going to see how long this run continues, because seems as though everybody's holding, nobody's really taking profit in Moda. If that continues, they just may reach. I have a prediction. If they can hold on for the next if they can hold on for the next 60 days, this token Moda, if the holders fully commit to this for the next 60 days, this might be an absolute explosion. I'll see what the dev says on Twitter. If he's an a-hole, I'm going to let you know. If he's thinking about running, I'm going to let you know. Haven't spoken to anyone. Haven't invested in this project yet. Didn't even consider it until I came on stream, saw everything in real time with you. So we're all looking at this and reacting in real time. Now I'm going to hop in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a deep dive scan using Atlas and Titan, our systems. I'm going to look at it line by line. Probably later on tonight, I'll look at it line by line. I'll jump in there with Titan and Atlas. I'll do a couple of scans, real deep dive. Then I'll see all threat vectors and every situation where we could possibly lose money, and we'll just assess from that point. Because this, well, no, I don't have the full map on that one. But the thing that I found most attractive about MFers is the distribution. The holder distribution is beautiful for a token of its age. This is beautiful. It means you have a lot of room left to go, and you can move pretty high up in the holder chart. Now, as far as Moda is concerned, BSC scan doesn't have that feature, so I'll have to dive in this with my own analytics. But it's not so bad. Yeah, it's not so bad. Can't even be mad at it. Yeah, this was a good one. So far. I'm never convinced with any of these things, to tell you the truth, until they have a pretty long trading history. But this one seems to have just that. HM. What is this? Over here on Dex Tools, I'm taking a look at Robinhood chain. Over on Dex Screener, I have Dex Screener right now set up on BSC, Binance Smart Chain. And yeah, I think there's some winners on deck today. Buttercorn. I don't know about that. That might be a stretch. Uja. Never heard of this one? Now we're going to steer clear of that one. I'm 100% positive that this Google on Robinhood is not Google. I'm certain on that one. Oh, unless it's real world asset, which I'm not certain on, but maybe this is real world asset. And yeah, that one we'll have to look at. Not so sure on that one. But what else is going on? Let's go over to the scanner. Oh no, this is moving way too fast. Way too fast. Robinhood is finally getting traction, because if you were on stream a couple of weeks ago, you saw the speed at which the Robinhood tokens were being launched. And like I said, Robinhood was kind of young, and they're going through growing pains right now. A lot of the people that were on Solana, that were doing the normal nonsense over on Solana, the reason we all absolutely hate Solana, the reason we absolutely hate Solana is because there's like a 10-minute turnaround on even these successful tokens. People don't hold long, so to hold anything for like an hour on Solana is just almost crazy. But we were scoping out a lot of Robinhood projects, and we start to see some of the same patterns. And that's what a big part of trading is. There's nothing but pattern recognition. So once we start seeing the same thing on Robinhood that we're seeing on Solana, that is a problem, because we don't want to go down that road on a brand new chain. Would love to see this be given a chance, and have better developers and cooler heads prevail. But I don't know. You know the nature of this market. This market moves fast, and people move fast, make things happen fast. All right, so jump in the comments. If you've been looking on these explorers with me, and you've seen anything that you're interested in, that you come across, drop the name of the project in the comments, and we will definitely take a look. We'll add this into the screener and put it on deck for the next screen. I'm going to start tracking more and more of these. We're going to start tracking more and more of these, and we're going to go grow a list projects where, we just come to the list I'll share that list with you guys in the description of what we're tracking, what we're still looking at. Give you guys a projection window because I'm really interested in seeing how these three assets that we're watching right now. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and add the others to this list also. So we're gonna have 5 projects that we are going to have to update for our next stream. All right. Number 1 will be Virtuals, which is a blue chip for base chain. Number 2 will be Aerodrome, another blue chip for base chain. And then we have number 3, which is THQ for base chain, MFers for base chain, and Moda for BHC. That rounds out our top 5 that we're going to update on the next stream. And if you guys want to write these down right now so we can update them in a week, Aerodrome over the last 24 hours is up 7% to 44.49. We're going to do a screenshot of where we are. Virtuals sitting at 59 cents. And over the last 24 hours, up almost 1%. Moda right now is up 17,500% over the last 24 hours. They're sitting at 1.2 cents. MFers is up 49.2 over the last 24. And THQ is sitting at 2% right now. So that looks like our 5 that we're going to track. Let's track one of these guys from Robinhood Chain, and then I think we're going to call it a day. All right, let's look at the Pair Explorer. Come over here to Dex Tools. Click on the Pair Explorer. And this will be our last one. Because we've gone over for this one. Let's do it over here. Minimize that. Come over Robinhood. All right, we selected Robinhood Chain. Everything's popping up for Uniswap. And let's pick out one of these guys to track for 1 week. Ox. Cashcat is at 37.5 million right now. Launched a month ago. 4.7 million in volume. Heavy. Apes Strong Together. Launched 4 days ago. Sitting at 1.9 right now. Up 6% over the last 24. 3% over the last hour. Or maybe this one. I don't know. Launched yesterday. Trump Account Fund. Got up to 0.003. And right now it's currently down about yikes, 75%. That's heavy. It's down 75%. We'll keep an eye on it. Now, this is the annoying part about Robinhood Chain not being on par with any of the other explorers right now. They're just not there yet. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the one. So let's go back to the Block Explorer. Not Block Explorer, but Dex Screener. And I don't know, Puns has taken off. It launched 2 weeks ago, and I remember coming across this on a stream. And Puns is now sitting at 38 million market cap. And I definitely remember coming across this on screen just maybe a week ago. And in that time, look at this. That is a rip. All right. So we'll add Puns to the list. All right, so we got Puns on there. And let's find something that's more than a day old. Or should we definitely use one that's less than a day old? Just to show you what happens. Lemon.fun. No, I don't think so. ELTS Pilates. $1.5 million cap. Up 2,000 over the last day. Cake coin. Oh man, these guys never stop. So Cake coin is up. Cake coin is up 78%, but we have another one that's up 1,000%. These are probably two different liquidity pools launched by different developers. And this is what we use GMGN for, because GMGN will separate each of these into real specific buckets, tell you which one was launched first so that you know you're not getting into the fake. All right, let's see. Let's take a pick. SZR, which is Sanzer, or Apes Together. Let's see, which one? Let's look at this chart first. Oh yeah, that's pretty solid. Not sold on the name, but let's check it out. Check out the technicals. All right, so the list is complete. That's going to do it for us today. We have on our radar for the next stream, we have THQ, we have $MFer, we have Moda from BSC, we have Virtuals from Base, we have Aerodrome from Base, Aerodrome the exchange, so pretty stable. We have Puns, which is down 7% last 24 hours, down 11% on the last hour. but absolutely on fire over the last couple of weeks. And we have SCR, which is up 38% over the last 24, down 15% over the last hour. We're going to track all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. And yeah, man, come next week, I think one of these guys will have some significant gains. We're going to scan all the contracts, let you know exactly where they're headed. So that's going to do it for our DEXs. It's going to do it for crypto. Let's take this out by coming back over here to our SpaceX. It's going to be the last thing we do today. We're looking at SpaceX. And we're down here at 110. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, if you're put in the chat where you think the SpaceX price is going to stabilize. Where's the bottom? You choose the bottom right, you will get merchandise. Whoever picks the right price, you're going to get merchandise. Now, personally, I think the bottom may be $50. I know SpaceX, Musk and SpaceX aren't going to want to hear this, but I think the bottom is going to be $50. But that's just me. And that's the bottom that I think we're going to hit in the next 2 to 3 months. When they unlock more of the tokens that people can sell, because a lot of them are locked right now. Yeah, things are going to crater. So that's the SpaceX challenge. If you want some merch, that's going to be used in the next show. Our next show is on September the 8th. If you want brand new merch from the next show, put in the comments where you think the bottom of SpaceX is. Whoever's right, ding, ding, ding. Right? There's our BTC chart. Appreciate everybody stopping by the stream. And yeah, any questions, any concerns, anything you want us to track, anything you want us to cover, leave it in the comments. And appreciate y'all, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Wow.